Hi, and welcome back to the Conscious Movement community. I'm really excited about today's class. This class is going to incorporate some of the more challenging arm balances that hopefully you've been accessing through the arm balance course. If not, you learn them today and give them a shot. We're also going to do some more advanced back bending. And for that, I'm going to recommend that you have a foam roller. You're also going to want to have a strap if you have tight shoulders, and a block or two. So let's begin today's practice, seated. We're going to begin with just a little bit of seated pranayama or breathing meditation, and then we'll get into the practice. So first, find your upright seat. Let the crown of your head balance right over top of the pelvic floor. Then, staying upright but not rigid, close your eyes. Gently start to tip your chin towards your chest, keeping your chest lifted, and bring your hand up to your nose. Plug your left nostril, and as you exhale, breathe out through the right. Obviously. Then breathe in through the right. Draw the breath down towards your belly. Plug the right, pause for a moment, and breathe out through the left. In through the left. Filling the lungs all the way up with Ujjayi breath if possible. Plug the left, out through the right. One more round, slight constriction in the back of the throat as you breathe in. Plug the right, breathe out through the left. In through the left. Plug the left, out through the right. Lower your hand. And just notice the effects in your body of breathing consciously, slow, steady breathing, and that alternate nostril breathing. You might feel more balanced, calm. Okay, then open your eyes, but keep your focus inward. So even though your eyes are open, you're not fixing or hardening your gaze on anything. And then for today's class, I forgot to mention, you're going to want to have a strap and a block. So we're going to start off with the toes pointing forward, and then you're going to lower the knees down with the toes curled under. And you might be able to go down to a flat block. If it's too much on your knees, you can just go with your hands down like this. But if you can upright yourself cool, then take your elbows up overhead as you inhale. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Stretch your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Lift your heart up. Do a little back bend in your upper back. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, arms back up. Bring your hands down onto the ground. Move the block to the side. Then with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, round your back and look back at your navel. Exhale. Inhale into extension. Exhale, chin to chest, then round your upper back, middle back, lower back, tuck the butt. Inhale, chin away from the chest. Take the upper back into a back bend, middle, lower back. One more, this time start from your pelvis. And inhale. Then come into neutral. Curl your toes and stretch back into downward facing dog. As you inhale, glide forward into plank pose. Exhale, stretch back into dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale into dog. Now make your dog just a little bit shorter and bring your hands into the midline. So thumbs together. Stretch back to down dog, and with your right hand, reach to your left shin. Inhale, come back forward. Exhale, stretch back into down dog, left hand to your right. Inhale, come forward. And the hands don't have to stay super close together when you come back and forth. 2 more rounds. If it feels like it's too much on one shoulder, then you can just keep both hands down and keep breathing, going back and forth. And if you can walk it out a little further, ideally go into a full plank as you feel more warmed up. Good. Then walk your hands back to your feet. Fold forward at the back of your mat with a little bend in your knees. Then hook your big toes with your hips wide apart. Slowly start to bend your knees so that the inner knees go onto the outsides of the elbows. Reach your heart forward and fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, sit back like you're sitting into a chair, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sit back, flat back, wake up your spine. Pull on the toes, reach your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs and fold. Then bend your knees and roll yourself up 1 vertebra at a time. Bring your head right up on top. Let your arms relax, shoulders relax. And then we're just going to swing the arms side to side. Loosen the hips, loosen your ankles. So just let go of all rigidity in the body. Let your body empty. Any tension you're holding on to in the neck and in the shoulders, soften. Just let the body move. And then hold in the middle. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Circle your head around. And we'll go in that direction 3 times. Change direction. Nice and slow, no rush. Then take your arms up again, grab your elbows, bend to your right, bend to your left. Bend to the right, bend to the left. Come back up, take your arms up, inhale. Exhale, spread your arms out and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands up the shins, make a flat back. Press your hands into your shins, lift your navel. Now I just want you to see something. If I try to bring my fingers all the way to the floor, can you see the round spot that comes into my back? So like in my head, I feel like, oh, I feel great. This is long, this is good. But I'm limiting the amount of spinal length that I can get. If I come up here, then I can really get that part of the spine to participate. I'll start to make it healthier. So check yours out in a mirror and see if you can find what I'm finding, if wherever you need to go. Walk your hands out. Now as you warm up, it might start to change a little bit. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet down. Feel your groins release up to the ceiling until the thighs are in neutral, the knees point straight down. Grow your legs out of your lower back. Reach your sternum forward. Then lower your chest back down. Press up into plank pose. And stretch back into downward facing dog. Hold in your down dog. Breathe in and out through your nose. Then one handprint at a time, walk your hands back to your feet. Stay steady in your legs. Inhale, find the flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Strong through your legs as you raise your arms up. Raise your arms up. Exhale, arms down at your side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Walk your hands out, one handprint at a time. Lower slowly into chaturanga. Press back up into plank. Lie down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra pose. Now stretch your arms back behind you. You can interlock your hands, or if you're in the Tight Shoulders Club, which I am, I have a gold member status to the Tight Shoulders Club, then you can take the strap across the hands to help to externally rotate. Now what you don't want is your shoulders like this with your hands clasped. That's not doing anybody any good. So see if you can see how when I press out into the strap, my shoulder rotates. That's what you're looking for. So you turn on the external rotators, those muscles in your back that are mostly dead. They're like turned off for most people. Lengthen through your tail, lengthen through your crown. Now see if you can raise your right leg up an inch, keeping your low back long. Soften the skin right at the pubic bone, back to the pubic plate, up to your heart. Change legs, raise the left leg up an inch. Back of the leg strong, neck long. Then raise both legs up an inch. Keep rotating your arms. If you have the hands on the strap, press into the strap. Then lower yourself back down. Inhale up into cobra one more time. Exhale, lower down and press up into plank pose. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, step or hop up to the top. Inhale into the flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, root through your feet as you raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now, if you need to modify that flow at all, because of lack of upper body strength, low back pain, I'm going to show a modification on the next round. Look in between your hands, step or hop up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up. Press down through your feet as you raise your arms. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So whichever flow works better for your body. And if you feel the quality of the movement start to deteriorate as we go through the class, you're welcome to go to the modified variation that I showed second. Look forward, step or float up. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now in down dog, press down through your left toe mounds and raise your right leg up. But try not to let your pelvis open. Keep your hips level to the floor. Right pinky toe turned down. Push into your hands, grow that leg. Lift your hips up off of your left thigh and pull them back. Then as you exhale, bring your knee to your chest, shift into plank pose. Round your back. Inhale, slide the knee down towards the wrist. Make a flat back. Exhale, pull your knee back up. Inhale, slide the knee down. Exhale, pull back up. One more. Inhale, slide down. Exhale, pull up. Step your foot up by your right thumb. Drop your back knee. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale into cactus arms. Bend the elbows, hug in the backs of the armpits. Inhale your arms back up. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Ground through your right heel. Then stretch your heart forward as you reach your arms back, but draw your right femur bone deeper into your hip socket and press straight down through your right heel. Set your left hand down and twist. Take your right arm up. Bring the hand down, step back into plank pose. Optional chaturanga push-up. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Raise your left leg up. Reach down through your right big toe mound and the second toe mound, right? Then space in between there. As you pull the hips up and back, make sure that your ribs aren't tipped to the floor. Then shift into plank, pull your knee up. Bring your knee right up by your armpit. And then inhale, slide it down towards the floor. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, slide down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, slide down. Last one, exhale, pull up. Step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Control your back knee down. Move the buttock flesh down as you lift through the pubic bone, draw up, raise your arms up. Bend your elbows out to the side, open up your chest as you engage in the backs of the arms. Pits, that is. Stretch back up, inhale. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee, high lunge. Stretch your arms back behind you as you release your left femur bone back, deepen the groins, deepen the hip crease. Then lower your right hand down and twist, take your left arm up. Bring your hand back down, step back into plank. Hold in your plank or do an optional chaturanga push-up, legs engaged. Stretch back into down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, sit back. Inhale your arms up. Stand, Samastiti. Chair pose variation 2. Raise your arms up, look up and touch your palms. Then, keeping your heart shooting up into your hands, bend your knees. But keep going straight up. Then variation 2, separate the hands, look forward and sit back more. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior 1. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reconnect to your breath. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or hop up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, Samasthiti. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend knees, look forward, step or float up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, Samasthiti. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend knees, look forward, step or float up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, Samasthiti. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend knees, look forward, step or float up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand, Samasthiti. Then step your right foot back about 3.5 feet. Spread your arms out, warrior two. Turn the left leg in a little, turn the right leg out. Then as you ground your back heel, bend your right knee. There's going to be the tendency to lean out over your right leg, to sink over it. Instead, reach into your back heel, open your left chest to the reach of your left arm. Keep your head balanced over your pelvic floor like we did at the beginning. So we'll go into the subtle body. We'll see if we can feel energetically, where is the highest point on my head? Where is the bottom of the pelvis? Right in between the organs of excretion and generation. That's a nice way of saying it. Keep your right thigh turned out. Extended side angle, place your hand onto the outside of your foot, block or floor, take your left arm over. Feel your lower belly soften back towards the spine, Uddiyana Bandha. And then as you grow your back leg through the reach of your back heel, reach past your left fingers. Don't let the belly harden out. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg, turn your legs to the other side. Right foot angles in a little, left leg turns out. Ground your back heel, spread your arms, and start to bend your left leg. Now keep that nice reach through the right chest, through the right arm, but your hips, they will stay angled slightly towards your left leg. Otherwise, if you try to turn your hips, this is gonna be bad news for your hip. Now, ideally, we wanna start to move deeper and deeper into these poses, but not at the expense of sinking into our joints. So you should still feel like you can press even into your feet as you let the pelvis drop deeper. Then tip from your hips out over your leg. Place your hand on the outside of your foot, on the block, floor, or you can hold the shin, dragging the shin back, reaching the heart forward. It helps to give you a little feeling of traction. That's why I'm doing it today. So get that feeling of stretching and elongating. But notice how your lower belly and your diaphragm, I think is the proper pronunciation, doesn't harden forward. You have to pronounce the G. Reach through your hip, through your back foot. Breathe through the core of your spine. Then come back up. Bring your hands down to the mat and step back, vinyasa. You can skip the chaturanga up dog and just go back to down dog if you like. Otherwise, throw it in and work on your upper body strength. Step your right foot for warrior two. Inhale to come up. Modified side angle, put your hand on the inside of your foot, block your floor. Open yourself up here. And then wrap your left hand behind your back, half bind or full bind. Now, it's important when you go for the full bind that you don't do this. Like, so yeah, I can grab my fingers if I stick my butt out and like fold forward, but then I'm not doing, that's a different pose. It's like a, I don't know, we call it something different, but it's not anything that you want to be doing in modified side. So instead, guide your right outer hip towards your back heel and open up through the line of your back ankle again. And then we'll hold here for 5 more breaths. Then open your arms up and start to straighten your right leg out. But notice the more you straighten the leg, the more your back wants to hunch. So grow your spine as you straighten your leg and look to see that your right knee is pointing straight ahead and your hip is on a track with your ankle. As you bend your knee, slide your hand, maintaining that alignment, slide your back leg up. Now it's your call. You can hold here, or if you have the quadricep flexibility, bend that left knee, reach back with your left hand, take a hold of your foot. Bring the heel towards the buttock, but lengthen through the hip and the buttock out of the lower back. Stretch your navel up and roll your heart open. Open back up, stay steady. Easy for me to say, geez. Release that leg. Then bend your knee and slide back into Trikonasana. Bring your left hand down. Spin your back heel up as you bend your right knee. Plant your left hand flat and twist. Take your right arm up. Then turn onto the outside edge of your back foot. Keep your heart lifting up. Hold here with this little hip opener, or step your right leg back to stack on top of your left. Full side plank. From the side plank, you can hold there, or you can take your big toe up, or you can practice sliding your heel up the inseam of your leg for tree. Slowly with control, come back into plank. Take a vinyasa or stretch right into down dog. So one thing that's important when you're practicing is your drishti, focusing on your breath and staying present. Right when I started to follow the pose, I was thinking about what I was doing next in the sequence. Oh, I don't know if you ever try to think about anything else while you're practicing yoga. Step your left foot, warrior two. Come right up. Then modified side. So even I'll notice, like with my local students, wrap your arm. If you think you know where I'm going next, because you like done my class so much, try to stay present, completely present in the pose. Just be there in that pose. Don't think about what's coming next. Don't think about how you want to go into Shavasana already. Stay as present as you can. Guide that outer hip towards your back heel. Stretch your back leg, breathe. Then open up your arms. Start to straighten your right leg. With the left leg, but make sure that the knee doesn't twist in. Your back doesn't hunch over. Keep your length. Then bend that knee. Slide your hand a foot in front of your foot. And keeping your leg on its track, raise your back leg. Don't let that left knee cave in as you go to raise your back leg. Hold there, or bend the back knee and reach back to take a hold of the foot. Let the heel move towards your glute, and then stretch the hip buttock out of your lower back. Move the tailbone out of the lower back, and then roll from your navel up to your chest. Let your heart start to open. Open back up. Fully present. Bend your knee. Slide into Trikonasana. That was better. Bring your hand down. Spin your back heel up as you bend your knee. Plant your hand flat and twist. So turn to the outside edges of the feet, and you can hold here in this modified side plank, or step the leg back and stack. Breathe through your nose. And you can hold the regular, Ollie, chill out. You can hold the regular side plank, or you could turn the big toe up and slide the heel up. Then slowly with control, come back into plank pose. And now your call. You can take a vinyasa or just go right back into down dog. And then step your feet forward. Lift your heels up, lower your buttocks onto your heels for Malasana. Stretch your arms forward, let your head drop. Then bend your elbows back and let your knees hook way up high, the tops of the shins by the upper arm bones. Let your belly soften back. Let your whole skin on your back body open, like you have a turtle shell. You let your turtle shell open. Now keeping that, lean into your hands, and then see if you can keep your buttock low and lift your feet up. Then float back into chaturanga or step back to dog. And if the hopping back bothers your wrist or shoulders, then don't worry about it. It's not something that's that important. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Stand, Samastiti. Come into eagle pose. So come through your chair, then wrap your left leg over your right and cross your left elbow under. Then uncross your left leg, tip into warrior three, arms back. Grow your hips out of your lower back, decompress your spine, push through your back heel like it's up against a wall, reach your chest. Then slowly with control, lower your left hand down and twist, take your right arm up. Step back into twisted triangle. Bring your hand down and step back into downward facing dog or take a vinyasa. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or hop up to the top. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair. Stand Samasthiti. Inhale into chair pose. Cross your right leg up and over your left. Right elbow under. If you can do the double cross with the arms, cool. My shoulders are so tight from surfing that I do this one. Then uncross your leg, tip into warrior three. Reach your hips out of your lower back. Drive through your back heel like it's up against the wall as you grow your spine long. Then slowly with control, lower your right fingertips down and twist. Take your left arm up. Step back into twisted triangle. Bring your left hand down. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. All right, then from downward dog, step your right foot up by your right thumb. Drive down through your back heel, and as you inhale, come up into crescent. Let your tail start to lengthen down as you draw up through the pubic bone, but then stretch through your back leg, through your big toe mount. Bring your hands to prayer as you lean out over your knee and twist. Hook your left elbow to your right knee. Then look down at the ground, bring your fingertips down, step up to balance on your right leg. Now as you soften your belly toward your spine, lift your right hip and start to lower your head towards your shin. See if you can bring one hand to the back of your ankle as you fold. Maybe two. Then lower your left leg to meet your right. We'll turn the body a quarter turn to the left, lift the heels up. Then soften your navel, let your navel spin as you go to hook your left armpit into your right knee, knee way up by the armpit. Then we'll plant the hands flat, hands go shoulder distance apart, swivel the heels to the left. As you lean into the left arm, see if you can pick the legs up. Set your feet back down, swivel your knees forward, step back for a vinyasa, or just stretch right back into down dog. Step your left foot up by your left thumb. Inhale, come up into crescent lunge. Feel the tailbone lengthen down. Feel the skin from the pubic bone soften back to the pubic plate and draw up. Grow through your back leg, through your big toe mound. Inject the lumbar through the back leg. Then bring your right elbow, hook the elbow, join the palms. Bring your fingertips down, lean into your left leg, and raise your back leg up. Soften your belly, pull your left hip up over your ankle, and then as you raise that leg up, see if you can bring one hand to the back of your ankle, maybe two. Then lower your leg down. Turn yourself a quarter turn. Half turn? It's not really a quarter, because whatever. Okay, then soften your belly and turn. Make sure that that right side lower belly releases. Plant your hands as you hook your knee. And then see if you can lean into your arms. Oh, I lost the hook. Set your feet back down. Step back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa or stretch right back into downward dog. Then step your right foot up to the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee down. So now we're just going to do a little mobility for Bhuja Pidasana. You can hold here, or if you have the flexibility to, you could lower the elbows down onto the ground or onto blocks. Come back up, change sides. So you can hang out up on your hands if you feel a deep enough stretch in your hips here. Or you can lower down. Come back up and step back into down dog. And then step your feet up to the outside of your hands. Then from here, bring your shoulders behind your legs. Wiggle them as deep as you can. Reach the hands back and then start to lower the buttocks towards the elbows without your knees twisting in. So if this is super difficult just to try to sit low in this position, then you'll work on that mobility. Practice first, getting the flexibility there. If you have it, feels easy, wiggle the shoulders a little deeper, find your turtle shell low back, and then as you plant your hands, see if you can sit back and cross the ankles. Now, if the heel of your hand isn't going down, I'll show you a preliminary. You can put the hands on blocks. That's if you got too tight of wrist and the hands won't go down. Whichever one you have, hands on blocks or hands on the floor. Oh, you gotta be careful that you don't go too far to the edge or otherwise the blocks might tip. Then you can cross your ankles. And then release that. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Good, then release. Step back into downward facing dog. Then set your knees down. And we're going to practice a little thoracic mobility. So let's get our friend, the foam roller. And stick that sucker right in your upper back. So this is going to help, especially if you have a lot of tension in your shoulders. Before we go into the headstand, you don't want to be like building strength like that. So we're going to get the thoracic to mobilize, and then it should help with the headstand and the back bends. So hands behind your head. As you inhale, start to roll your heart over. And then exhale, go back. Come back up. Grab your elbows. Inhale. Slide the roller up an inch, and exhale, go back. Back up. Again, change the cross. Exhale, go back. Come back up. Stretch your arms up. Exhale, reach back. Come back up. Grab the elbows, and we'll go back one more time. And you can practice moving around in your thoracic spine, like going just below the bra line, at the middle of the bra line, at the top of the bra line. Go into the spot where you feel like you need the back bend most. And come back up. All right, now we're going to take that thoracic movement for camel before we do the headstand. So stand up on your knees. And if you aren't a very deep back bender, you can place these blocks here next to your heels. You can also go against the wall, because if you put your hips close to the wall, it gives you a little more confidence when you're going to bend back. All right, so right here at the top of the buttock, smooth that skin wide, and from the front of your hips, draw in like you're putting on a safety belt. And then start to coil in your upper back. Roll your heart open. Hold there, or back bend, hands to the blocks. Come back up and sit back on your heels. You can repeat that one more time, trying to go a little bit deeper, or we'll practice now coming into headstand. First, stretch back into down dog. Then set your elbows down and come into down dog on your forearms, or Shirshasana, headstand. So in forearm down dog, head stays up, toes curled under, legs go up. Practice holding like that, and then raising one leg for 5 breaths, and then the other. Headstanders, lower your head. Feel that energetic crown of the head touching the ground, but stay light through your neck. Come back down. Take child's pose. Supta Virasana preparation. With your knees pointing straight ahead and the heels just to the outside of the buttocks, start to walk your hands back. Now, if this is too much on your knees, you can just do it with your legs out in front, like reverse plank. Whichever one you're doing, lengthen through your tail out of your lower back and then start to roll your chest open. Come back up. Lie on your belly. Bend your knees and reach back and take a hold of your feet. Now, if this one is too gnarly on your lower back, just clasp your hands behind your back and with the legs straight, practice locust like in the beginning. Otherwise, start to stretch your legs as you roll your chest open. Release that. Roll into upward facing dog. Stretch back into down dog. Come to seated. Lie on your back. Bridge pose. Or, holding your ankles, lift your hips up. Chatushpadasana. Now this one's a little gnarlier on your knees if you have bad knees. So if it's too much, just scoot your feet more forward underneath your knees. And without holding your feet, go up. Otherwise, you could practice this one. Lower yourself back down. Then open your arms out to the side. Cross right knee over left. Hips over to the right a little. Let your knees fall over to the left. Bring your knees and your hips back to center. Change the cross of the legs, hips over to the left a little and knees over to the right. Feels so good. Knees and hips back to center. Now I apologize in advance for this next part. Hug your right knee into your chest as you stretch your left leg out. Change legs, hug the left knee in, stretch the right leg. Change legs. Change legs. Crunch up. Now as you hold the knees, stretch through the back of your spine away like your head is getting pulled back. Change legs. And when you go to change legs, don't let your lower belly harden up. Keep going now, side to side. This is like Pilates where you can do. You can do that if it helps. Doing that breath is actually really good for activating your core. Hands behind your head will twist towards the knee that's coming in. You can use the exhalation through the mouth, making a or a sound. Helps to activate the core. Keep moving from your ribs instead of jamming your head towards your knee. Crunch up higher. Then hold the knees in tabletop. Lower both knees away from you halfway, but keep your abs in. See if you can go a little further. Don't let the neck get weird. Bring your knees back up. Lower a third of the way. Don't just lower the feet, lower the thighs. See if you can go a little further. Hold those abs in. Back up. Last one. See if you can tap the ground. Oh. Back up. Last part, crunch up. Stretch your right leg out and your left leg out to meet it. Bend your knees. Set your feet down. Open your arms to the side and take your feet the width of your mat. Let your knees swivel to the right. And let your knees swivel to the left. Come back up, roll yourself up, and now we'll come into single leg pigeon. What's this thing here? Do something with this. Okay, so check it out. The single leg pigeon is a little risky on the knee. So if you're feeling at all in the knee, you can just do a simple cross leg forward fold, or you can lie on your back and do ankle to knee pose. Otherwise, work on the upright variation, or you might be able to go down onto a block, or even elbows onto the ground. Or for the very flexible people, you can lay all the way flat. Up to you. Come back up and change sides. Now I just would like you to remember that many people who practice on my channel tend to do other things for health as well. Like a lot of athletes watch this channel, etc. And you shouldn't be so hard on yourself about flexibility, like being able to go towards extreme ranges of motion, because there's a certain muscular tension required to do certain activities. Like, for example, runners won't ever be able to develop the hip and hamstring flexibility that somebody that doesn't run and like only does yoga will be like bend forward and put their head on their shins or something. That's just not going to happen because of the tensegrity needed in the hips and the hamstrings to create the bounce when you run. So if you got super tight hips but they're required for a sport, don't try to like jam yourself and move towards extremes that you see. Ultimately, I just want to encourage you to be okay with where you're at and just keep practicing and being mindful that the poses that you're going towards, they're helping, it feels like they're creating health for your body instead of injuring yourself. Okay, now sit over onto your left hip. Swing that leg around. Cross the knees and sit up tall. Inhale. Exhale, tip forward. Come back up. Change the cross. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, tip forward. Then change the cross one more time. Right knee over your left knee. Sit up tall. Now if it's difficult to sit up straight, just slide a block underneath your hips. And then take your right hand onto your lower back and your left arm straight up. Bend your left elbow, slide the hand behind the head. Now in this variation, instead of trying to reach the hands towards each other, we're just going to open up and stretch the elbows out and away from each other. Good, release that. Change the cross of your legs. Same deal. Left hand on the lower back, right hand up. Now if you're like super open in your chest and your shoulders, you don't feel this one very much, then you can you can just do slide the hands towards each other. See if I care. I don't give a care. Let the soft overcome the hard in the stretch. Oh, that's better. Release that. Then bring your right leg back into a Virasana position and your left leg into a Marichyasana position. Sit up tall. We're going to twist to the left first. Don't tell any other yoga people that we did this. Wrap your elbow around or hook your arm to the outside of your knee, left hand behind as you twist. Release that. Change sides. Bring your left leg into Virasana. Right heel in. Now if this isn't working out on your knees, you can take more support, or you don't have to take this leg in Virasana. You just take it like a tree pose leg, or a Janu Shirshasana leg. Release that. Raise your right arm up, inhale. Exhale, reach along the inside of your leg, wrap your arm around, and take your left hand behind. Bind or pretend like you're binding, and then start to fold forward. Come back up, change sides. Raise your left arm. And exhale, reach along the inside. Inhale back up. Stretch your legs straight out. Bend your left knee back like a tree pose leg and stretch out over your right. Inhale back up. Bend your right knee. Sit up tall. And stretch out over your left. If you have a hanging knee, one that doesn't descend, you can put a prop underneath it until it feels like it can start to descend. Hanging knee is the technical term for that. Come back up. Stretch both legs out. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, reach out for your feet. You can hold here for 5 breaths or lie on your back and go into plow or shoulder stand. Then roll down onto your back. Take Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your body start to relax now. And let go of the feet. Let go of the legs. Let go of the tension in the hands and the shoulders and your arms. Let your abdomen relax. Relax your chest muscles. Empty the jaw, empty the tongue. Let your eyes soften back and all the muscles in your face completely relax. Anything you're still holding, give yourself permission to completely let go now. Then take a slightly deeper breath in and out through your nose. Bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together. Namaste. Wow, that was quite a challenging one today. Hey, if you enjoyed the style of practice that we did, adding in the arm balances, let me know below. And if you have any recommendations for things that you'd like to see in the future, I love to hear that too. I get some of my best ideas from you guys. Also, I was thinking of starting to incorporate some of the handstand stuff from the handstand course. I don't know what you think about that into the practice, but I think that could be a good way to start to develop our inversion practice. Let me know if you're struggling with the headstand or the handstand and what you need to see more of in these videos. I hope that you enjoyed the little addition of pranayama. I know there's been some requests for that. And look out for the next video I'm gonna do like a hour-long yin practice. So I think that this is gonna be a good practice that you can incorporate in your weekly routine so that you stay nice and balanced. A little yin should do the body good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.